How I made $514,000 in the last year selling AI websites to local businesses. Now, feel free to copy my exact strategy. I'm not going to charge anything for this video. It's completely for free. Now, my agency is currently sitting at $50,000 MRR. Obviously, I can head over to my Stripe dashboard. I can refresh this as many times as necessary. Every day is about $2,000 on average. Once again, refresh it. And all we kind of do is sell literal copy and paste websites to local businesses. And what I'm essentially going to do in today's video is show you exactly how we do this. Essentially a step-by-step guide. Now guys, really quick, if you want to go ahead and join my public Discord server, that's discord.gg/mastermind. Again, it's just a super cool networking environment and it's entirely free to join. And a bunch of like-minded individuals are all kind of learning about their own agencies and working on this exact same business model. And as per usual, this is not financial advice. Now, what is it we actually do and how are we scaling with literally just one website? Now, the amount we kind of charge to local businesses does vary. On average, it's anywhere from $197 a month to $397 a month, and that would be obviously on a monthly retainer or that the local business is paying every single month. Now, let me give you an example of one of the websites we actually sell. So here's an example of a roofing template that we might sell. So for example, we literally look up roofing near me. We'd find hundreds and hundreds of local roofing companies. And again, there are a ton of different sub niches. There's plumbing, there's scaffolding, there's so many different ones. But for example, if we did roofing, we would use this exact template. We'd find a company, whether that's Budget Roofing right there, Budget Roofing, and head over to Framer, literally use a template that's completely free to use, literally takes zero effort, and it looks amazing. And you could once again change every single thing in a very, very simple drag and drop feature. Click on publish, go ahead and press on update. And then I can obviously go ahead and view my public site. I can link a domain. I can do everything all from here. And we essentially offer this to the local businesses. And you might be saying, well, is that really all you're giving them? Are you literally just giving them a website? No, there's a lot more that goes into it. So the first thing is, of course, the website itself. So Framer, which is the website template scaffolding system we actually use, hosts the websites for you. No need to pay for hosting. It's like $5 a month. Again, not sponsored. Then of course, the domain. This is probably where our biggest kind of edge in the competition has. We try to work with websites and local businesses that actually don't have any sort of website, like this one right here, Right Choice Roofing Services. You guys can see they have no website listed. So chances are they don't have a domain. And by actually purchasing the domain on our end, we now own that. So it kind of locks them in to not be able to kind of cancel unless they want to lose that specific domain. The next thing is obviously just using AI to actually create the logo itself. This is incredibly easy. Let me show you exactly how I do this. I literally head over to a software like vidIQ. It's made for YouTube thumbnails, but I found some really good success with it when I actually use it to make company logos. And we'd go on Pinterest or a different website like that. And I literally just downloaded a reference thumbnail, which is like water pipe, whatever it is. And then we have to find the company that we want to make the website for. So for example, let's say we wanted to work with Budget Roofing. We'd literally go ahead and simply write, have a light red theme with roofing icon instead of the reference, 1920 by 1080 logo company. I make a few different variations and that logo is going to be insane. Now, while we're waiting for this, this is where the kind of most value comes from, right? A lot of these local businesses are real life businesses, meaning they don't have too much experience with sort of social media as a whole and website development itself. So a lot of the leads, obviously these companies have a number, and when they close for the day, none of these leads that come through from SEO, from cold emailing, from cold messaging can actually reach out to these local businesses. So what we do is we have an SMS follow-up system directly inside of Framer where, for example, if they put in their information, they get a direct SMS follow-up straight away. And the way we sort of pitch this to these businesses is like, do you have any way of contacting your dead leads, contacting anyone when you're actually closed? 99% of the time, they're going to say no. And this is directly where you can kind of pitch that idea. Now, the logos are completely done. You guys can see how effing insane this is. I mean, there you go. Perfect logo. Literally plop that on the example website that you actually give them. And you've just right there with zero effort, increase the amount of perceived value you're actually giving these people. Now, the next thing is, of course, AI live chatting bots. This is so easy to do. Framer has a website called Framer Plugins. You can literally just drag and drop SMS follow-ups, templates, whatever it might be, email list, everything. So for example, if I look up something like live chat, you can quite literally have this right here, an AI chatbot widget. Go ahead and click on it. You can quite literally just open the plugin, input it directly into your reference site, and just reuse that every time. And again, the best thing with Framer is, for example, we could replace all of the images with a roofing company, for example. And then we have another template where it's the exact same website, but for a plumbing template. And then all we have to do is when we click on go to dashboard, we can press on duplicate and literally just reuse the same template every time. And again, guys, cheeky little plug. If you want to work directly with me one-on-one in scaling your own AI agency, where you get access to my call recordings, my scripts, every single one of my website templates, everything. It's startofferingai.com. Again, if you don't have 20 clients at $197 a month within the first 90 days, you get a complete refund, no questions asked. If you guys want to go ahead and check this out, check out startofferingai.com. It'll be linked below. Fill out this form, book a completely free call with me. And if you seem like a good fit, I'll definitely be in touch. And of course, the final thing we kind of offer is website hosting. Now, there's a multitude of other kind of things you can offer them, whether that's email lists, newsletters, everything. And again, you can do all of this directly inside of Framer. Now, the biggest thing that I'm sure the majority of you guys are actually asking yourselves is, well, how do I actually reach out to these companies? And this is where it gets astronomically easy, and why, after doing YouTube, after doing nearly every single business model on the planet, whether it's dropshipping, ecom, I can say with confidence, this is one of the most straightforward money-making methods out there as of right now in 2026, because there's no reason to look at it and say, well, this wouldn't work. You can kind of tell how it does. Now, the biggest question I get is, well, how do I actually reach out to these companies? Very, very easy. As I said, find a sub niche. Now, there are a multitude of ways you can do this. I'm going to go to ChatGPT, for example, and all I'm going to say is, give me niches similar to plumbing, scaffolding, roofing, local business niches I can reach out to and offer websites. Now, literally go ahead and type that in. One of the actual cheat codes I found is targeting businesses that have a high AOV, meaning a high average order value, because they're more than likely only needing to get like 1 or 2 sales to actually recuperate the amount that they're paying you every month. But for example, right here, electricians, HVAC, roofing, concreters, steel fabricators, everything. So find a specific sub niche. Now, for me, for reference, let's go with car detailing. So I'm literally going to look up car detailing near me. And all we want to do, this is kind of the first method I've used to kind of reach out to people, is cold calling. This is the bread and butter. This is arguably what is the easiest strategy and what the majority of you guys will do. So all you want to do, and I want to keep this very, very crystal clear, you literally want to scroll through and just click on the websites of every single one you see. And again, if you see some that don't have a website, that is gold. That is essentially what we want. And you simply want to go ahead and give them a call. Now, this is where I get the biggest kind of mishap from you guys' end is you'll actually call them and try and pitch them on the call. That's not what you want to do. You want to call them up on the phone and say, I've made you a demo site. Do you have 5 minutes of your time where I can kind of walk you through and show you it for completely free? If you don't like it, tell me to fuck off. That is the way you want to do it. And then once you actually get them on the call, and if they're willing to have a call, that's when you draft up a demo right before the call using your one-on-one templates, your copy and paste templates, and then pitch them the entire process on the call itself, not on the phone call. And for example, the reason why we opened up all these websites is because sometimes the sites you actually open up are going to either not work or be completely shit. Now, you can just see how many companies there are that don't have any sort of websites, and these are prime candidates. Like, look at this one, Panda Pro Detail. This one we just clicked on here. They don't even have a website. Like, they have it, but the website's down. So another example of a great kind of candidate to actually reach out to. Now, the next method of kind of doing this is, of course, cold SMSing, which is just messaging. Now, you can do this with a multitude of different websites. You can use something called Link, which is an API CRM for actually cold messaging and having it all in one tab. Or you can, of course, do it on your mobile device. But again, I'm not a big fan of cold SMSing. The lead flow is nowhere near as good, and the conversion rates are nowhere near as good as cold calling. But it can be profitable if in the future you hire a VA or a virtual assistant to actually go ahead and do that. Because the majority of the time, these really cheap VAs from different countries can't really speak English too well. So to have them cold calling is pretty unrealistic. So they can do cold SMSing. Now, the next thing is, of course, Facebook groups. This is amazing. But again, it doesn't trump cold calling. You literally join Facebook groups and kind of offer your services there. And of course, the final thing, which is, of course, how you scale to 6 figures a month, which is obviously over $100,000 MRR. We're currently sitting at 50,000. The way you kind of do this is meta ads. So targeting local businesses in your area with some really good flowing meta ads, and obviously testing ROAS and running a bunch of paid advertisements. Now, again, guys, if you want to work directly with me in scaling your own agency, we guarantee you 20 clients at $197 a month in the first 90 days. You get access to my call scripts, my call recordings, my website templates, everything. Go ahead and check out startofferingai.com, book a completely free call directly with me. And if you guys want to go ahead and join my public Discord server, that's discord.gg/mastermind. Again, just a super cool network environment. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you learned something new. Have a great day.